I've been creating fishing content for nearly 17 years, which blows my mind, and I'd like to think that over that length of time, you guys watching may have learnt a thing or two about fishing, whether it's been information I've given you, or more likely learning from my mistakes, which is quite regular. And over that time, Nuffinbutfishing has developed a really special community which is centred on like a friendship feeling and really supportive, so thank you to you guys for making the whole Nuffinbutfishing community such a welcoming place. And something I never expected when I first picked up a camera all those years ago was that, one, it would become my job one day, and two, I'd have people asking me for tuitions. Look, what? Do you not watch my videos? I'm still fumbling through fishing myself. However, the requests keep on coming in, so I've decided to take the next step and do it the right way. Which brings us here, in Brixham, at the very start of my journey to becoming a fully trained angling coach. I've just arrived, and as you can see, it's the beautiful harbour of Brixham, and the place that the course is actually being run is the University of Plymouth. It's actually Brixham Laboratory behind me. I'm not going to be able to film in there or anything, which is probably fine by you guys as well, because it's going to be me sat in a classroom. And the last time I was sat in a classroom, I think was actually for my speed awareness course. But I'm hopeful that this is going to be a lot more entertaining and interesting than that one was. Of course, I learned a lot on that course before as well, but yeah, beautiful surroundings. I've got some bait for later on, so if I do a bit of fishing this evening, we'll see what we can catch. Time to put the camera away, put my student cap on, and learn some things.
A few moments later.
We are back from day one of the coaching course. It's really enjoyable and very insightful, and more of that tomorrow. And as you can see, this is a rather strange environment because I'm in a B&B, and that's because it's 2 hours to get here this morning. It would have been 2 hours to get back this evening, to just drive 2 hours back tomorrow morning to be here for 9 o'clock, and then drive 2 hours back in the evening. Doesn't make sense, so I've got myself a B&B just outside of Brixham itself, and as lovely as this room is, and it's directly above a pub, which is very, very tempting to go downstairs and sink a few. This is a fishing channel after all. I have got some kit in the car, and I also bought some bait from the local tackle shop in the centre of Brixham this morning before the course started, because I planned to do a bit of fishing this evening. So let's carry on the video at the harbour, shall we? We've made it down to the harbour, and hopefully you're going to avoid the rest of the showers. It just absolutely poured down, and it did mean we had a beautiful double rainbow as I was driving down here. And as you can see, very, very minimal kit. That's one of the plus points doing a bit of sea fishing. I've got a really light action rod, which is actually courtesy of Carl from Fish with Carl. Thank you very much. This is the Light Lure, one of the 3 rods that he sent me. Very kind, so appreciate that. I'll be trying this one out today. And setup wise, back to basics, because I really don't know what I'm doing when it comes to sea fishing. I just gone by what's been recommended, and we have a SeaTech sea float, so it's everything I need ready to go. Big old float, trace, down some hooks. I've got some bait here, which is black lugworm, I think, something like that. They didn't have the bait that I really wanted, but this should do the job. And we've got about an hour and a half until the sun's going to set, if I fish that long, but hopefully we get amongst a few fish. Nice and simple, gorgeous evening. See what we can get. Well, safe to say I'm not getting into this to be a sea angling coach, at least not anytime soon. The setup is pretty simple. I managed to understand it without much fuss, I think. There's like a little rubber bead to a buffer bead, big float, and another buffer bead to a little stopper. There's a weight as well to help it get down to the bottom, and that goes down to probably about a 2-foot leader, or a little hook link, sorry, and a big old hook. I think that's all we need, so I'm going to put on some of the bait we've got. I think, from what I've been told, go for about 10-foot depth, fling it out, bring it back, see what happens. Sounds simple, but knowing me, I'll still make a hash of it. Let's go fishing. Well, as you can see, the sun has just set in front of me, and it's been a gorgeous evening. Unfortunately, no fish to report. I've had a few bites, but I just don't seem to be hooking up to them. The 2 biggest bites I've had, I struck thinking I've done everything correctly, and I've just hooked straight into a rock and lost my end tackle. So frustrating, but let's just say I'm glad that on the course I'm doing at the moment, there is someone on there that's learning or training to become a... Oh, that's a huge bite. Nothing. who's training to become a qualified sea angling coach. And let's just say I'm going to need his help at the moment because my sea angling ability is a little bit ropey because I'm sure I'm doing something wrong to miss this many bites. But anyway, why am I doing it? Well, the main reason is because thankfully, and rather flattered by it, I'm getting quite a lot of messages and requests for people wanting me to take them fishing, whether it's just to fish with me, to learn a certain aspect of fishing, or maybe something camera related, because obviously I film all these videos, I know my way around the camera to some extent. And I love that, but I don't just want to say yes to people and not have anything planned and not have any kind of structure or formality to it. Because if you guys are investing in me to give you something, I want to give you something in return, but also offer credibility and some kind of formality. And that's what getting my angling qualification is going to do. It adds some kind of backing to me taking you out, not just because you see me on videos, I occasionally catch fish and you want to fish with that. Oh, another nibble, definitely another nibble. But I want to do it properly and make sure that not only do I plan sessions and give you back as much as I can in return, but also have myself covered, because if I'm taking you out fishing, I need to have myself covered insurance-wise, risk assessments, things like that. So that's the whole reason why I'm doing my angling coach, is to make sure that when I do take some of you guys out that are requesting these sessions, I can do it knowing that I'm fully backed by the Angling Trust. I've got my credentials, I've got my certification, and I know what I'm doing. Whether you believe that is up to you, but that's the whole reason I'm doing it. The sun has completely gone now. Still haven't had a fish, but maybe this is sea angling witching hour. Who knows? Well, it could be to do with the fact that I saw a seal earlier and I can hear him not too far away. It could be scaring the fish off.
Oh, go on.
Yes, we got something. What have we got? A fish. A wrasse. There we have what I believe to be my first ever wrasse. I'm pretty sure it's a wrasse. Like 90% sure. Oh, mega. Finally got something. Thank you, mister. Oh. I didn't blank, that's the main thing. With the sun well and truly gone, bait ran out and a fish under my belt, I headed home happy. With a bit of work still to do that evening, a pint was calling me. I've just sat down to do all my lesson planning and risk assessments and things. I'm not going to bore you with all that, you'll be pleased to hear, but I am going to remind you of the fact that I recently teamed up with the guys at UKCC, which is the UK's largest fishing giveaway website. They give away not only loads of carp fishing bundles, but vans and all sorts of cash alternatives. If you want to get involved, click the link in the description or the pinned comment. And also right now, if you use code FNBF30, you get 30% off your tickets on a huge Fox bundle, which has just gone live. Now, back to my lessons, shall we? It is day 2, and today I've got to give a lesson to one of the other students here getting their qualification. So a little bit nervous about that. Had to plan it, do risk assessments and things. It's all part of this course, is knowing you can structure, plan and do all the appropriate things before taking a lesson to make sure that it goes smoothly and everything's covered. And I've got to do that today. So a little bit nervous, but also excited because it's something I'm going to be doing more of in the future. It's disgusting out there. It's pouring now with rain and I've got to head inside. So at least we're indoors today and nothing is outdoors. At least my lesson's planned to be indoors. I don't know about the other two because I've got to be taught as well. It's all part of today. So good fun and another step closer to get my qualification. Now I'm aware it's only been a couple of seconds since I said to you it's the start of day 2, but it's now the end of day 2. I'm about to leave a rather damp, miserable, rainy Brixham. And as beautiful as Brixham is, it's definitely nicer in the sun, at least to stand outside and film with a camera in. But that's the end of today. I've now got 2 weeks until I'm back here for my final assessment where hopefully I'll pass and I'll have my level 2 coaching qualification. But between now and then I've got to do a bit of work back home, and that is deliver 4 linked sessions to someone and be observed by someone, develop my coaching skills, get to grips with the whole format of all this. So between now and the next time I'm here, I should be a bit more in tune with what I've got to do as a coach and do everything to the book and make sure I'm clear on my goals as a coach, so I'm delivering the best quality lessons to you guys when it comes to that section. So I hope this part of the video has given you an idea of how much goes into becoming a level 2 coach. It's not just here's your license, crack on, start teaching people. There's a lot more to it. There's a lot of thought process going into it. This morning was actually quite a heavy session. It was all about safeguarding and keeping people safe, from vulnerable adults to kids and all the background of that. I won't go into it too much because some of the stuff you have to learn it's not a nice subject to talk about, but it's something that we've all gone through as level 2 coaches. So everyone that you ever have a lesson with that has this qualification will have gone through what I've gone through this weekend, learned all the things I've done. So we've all got sort of a base level quality and level of professionalism. So I'm going to get back to the car. The lens is fogging up, the clarity is probably going because it's raining so heavily, and the next part of this video is going to be me delivering some lessons to someone who I don't know yet. Who's observing me? I don't know yet. What the lessons are, I also don't know yet, but it's going to be fun. Nearly fell over, and it's all part of the process. 9 days have passed since you last saw me, and thankfully the sun is out, and that's good because today I'm taking my nephew fishing. Once he gets back from school, I'm currently waiting for him to get back, but between the last time you saw me and now, as I said, 9 days have passed, and I've done loads more paperwork and planning. I have to do 4 linked sessions between the first training weekend and this coming Saturday, where I'll have my final review, where hopefully I will get my qualification if I do all this correctly and my final assessment goes without any hitches and they think I'm good enough to be a qualified coach. That is the plan. But the 4 link sessions needed to be done between the first weekend and this Saturday, so that we get a bit of practice in, know what we're doing. It gets us familiar with lesson planning, going through the structure of how to actually do a tuition, also doing self-review stuff, so what I thought I did well within a lesson, and then I've got observer notes, which is someone that's observing the lesson for me. Now, in this instance, I'm taking my nephew fishing. I've done 1 lesson with him already, which was starting to finish setting up a rod, going through a reel, all the different components of a reel, so the handle, the bail arm, the clutch, the spool, how to take it apart, how to change the handle over, how to use anti-reverse, then attaching it to the rod, threading the line through it, and then we set up the setup I always use in my carp fishing, which is bit of tubing, lead clip, running lead clip setup, and then tied on the swivel at the very end. That's where we got up to the other day. I've got 3 link sessions that I'm going to do with him today, which is, the first one is tying up a simple hair rig and attaching that to what we've already set up on the rod the other day. So we've got a complete carp fishing setup. Then I'm going to teach him how to cast out. We'll do a bit of practicing, some underarm, overarm. Once that's nailed on, we will then actually get fishing, using all the stuff we've put together and all the skills we've learned. We'll fish this evening, and hopefully we can get him a carp. We've only got a few hours to actually do the rig tying, the casting, and the fishing. So hopefully it all goes smoothly and we get some fish. But that's what I'm going to be doing today. Between each of these sort of segments, so once I've done the rig tying thing, I've got to do a bit of a self-review of how I thought I've done, and also the person that's observing me, which in this case is my sister. She works in a school, so it's quite handy. She's used to officer reports, performance reviews and things, so it's actually, although she's my sister, she's probably the most critical out of anyone I could think of, because she knows the sort of things to be looking out for to make me a better teacher. And although it's my nephew, I still want to do a good job, of course. If anything, I want to do a better job, because he's shown a massive interest in getting into fishing. So this is not just to help me get through the course, this is hopefully he's enjoying it as well. So it's a win-win for everyone. That's what I've been doing, and at the end of today, most of this paperwork side of things will be done, and then got a few days to plan my final assessment lesson, come up to Bricks, or go down to Bricks, on Saturday, where I have my final review. So hopefully this afternoon is fun after a day of being at school. Hopefully he doesn't find this too similar to that, and it's more enjoyable. And of course, we try and get a fish for him before it gets too dark tonight. And that will be it. Then I've got a few days to plan my final lesson, get everything in order, head down to Brixton for my final assessment, where, like I said, fingers crossed, the course will be complete, everything will click into place, and I will be a qualified licensed coach. So we've just done a hair rig lesson, and as you can't tell whose is whose, it means that 1, I feel like I've taught you well, but 2, you're a good student, because both of those rigs are perfect. There's yours ready to go. Here's mine. We'll use both, but first and foremost, we need to do some casting practice. See if we can get you to actually get the rod in position where we want it to be. So you want to grab the rod, put it around the outside of all the stuff so we don't trip on anything. Good to go? Do you remember, have you done any casting before? You're allowed to say, yeah, you've done a bit with me.
I've done a bit, but not much.
So, do you remember any elements, or do you want me to go from start to finish? Okay, did you want me to do a demonstration cast first?
Yeah.
Then we'll work from there. The first thing we want to check when casting is the clutch. Especially if you're doing a big cast, you don't want the line to slip. Any reason why?
So you don't accidentally go too far?
Not so much that, it's more, if you think, what's this finger doing while I'm in the cast?
Or holding it.
Holding the line. And if I'm casting really hard, what might happen if the line spins on this.
Your finger will get cut.
Exactly that. So you always want to have that tight. It's good practice to do it on any line, but braids particularly the worst one, because yeah, if that line slips on a big cast and slides along the top of your finger, say bye-bye to the skin on the top of your finger, or worse. So it's always good practice to make sure the clutch is nice and solid and it's not going to slide. I'll skip the full lesson to keep this video a little short, but rest assured I went through all the process of casting out, showed him an example before handing over and working on his form and increasing the distance he could cast. Like that. Okay, happy? Give it a try yourself. Yeah.
And when was it? About their release.
So, your stance, happy with your stance? Feeling comfortable that when you swing around you're not going to lose your balance? Cool, so it's one fluid motion forwards. When you get to around the 12 o'clock to 11 o'clock, I suppose, on a clock, so just over halfway point, you want to let go of the line and the lead should fly out. So, give that a go. Yep.
In the tree.
Almost. I mean, that would have been a nice spot to fish. But let's have another go. We'll aim to the left of the tree. Oh, we've gone already. So you got more distance on it that time? Nice. Did that feel better or worse?
Better.
Yeah?
That's a bit...
Okay, so it's up. So the lead is going quite high. So what do you think you need to do to make it go further rather than higher?
Let it go a bit lower.
Exactly that. Perfect. So let go ever so slightly later than what you are, and you'll find the lead will go further rather than higher. Okay. So what do you think with that one?
Bit higher.
That was the opposite, wasn't it? You let go a bit too late. Right, over to you again. I'll go quiet.
That's still too high.
Nice. No, that was a really smooth cast. Did that feel good?
Yeah. Oh.
Whoops. We did bait up that margin. I'm not sure there'll be much in there now. So, what we are learning, it's all learning now, because the first few casts you let go too early, so it's going too high. Then you let go a little bit too late. That one, it happens to the best of us. I'm glad it's happened. Give it the beans.
That's in the tree. Wait, no, it's not.
That is not a bad cast at all. Happy with that one?
Yeah.
Nice one. That was your best cast of luck. Right, let's get your rig on, get some baits in, and the final lesson is catch and care for a carp. Happy with that?
Do I have to touch it?
Yes, you do. Perfect. Happy with that? Good cast.
Okay.
Mega. Really good cast. Happy with that?
Yeah.
We're fishing. Feeling confident? Nice.
I'm just scared if one of them goes from fishing.
I'm here to help, don't worry, that's what I'm here for. Let's have some food. And that is the end of the 3 link sessions I've done today, 4 in total with Charlie. I'm sorry we blanked today, but I feel like that's also a lesson in itself, that you can't always catch, because you've had good luck previously, haven't you? Yeah. He's normally caught on every trip, so the 2 and a bit hours, probably an hour and a half total of actually fishing this evening, wasn't quite enough to get a bite, and it's getting pretty chilly, so getting back, it's your school in the morning, and I will next see you on the weekend where I'll be doing my final test, as I keep saying, where hopefully we'll get my qualification. Been a good experience, something new to do, and I've got to do a bit of planning now for that lesson, reflection on how I've done these lessons, things to improve on. I'll go through that with the observer, and fingers crossed it results in a good final lesson. I keep saying the same thing over and over, I know, but just trying to hammer home the process of this course. Right, let's get home. It's cold. Welcome back to Brixham, where thankfully it's not raining this time. Unfortunately, we didn't manage to get any fish on the final of the link session I did with my nephew, but I still enjoyed it, learned lots of things, and also I learned lots of things by doing those link sessions with my nephew, learning how to plan lessons, risk assess, and all things like that, all the nitty-gritty behind doing a lesson. So I'm back down here at Brixham for the final day of this course. And as you look around, it's not early morning, it's mid-afternoon. That's because I've just finished the final day. I've done my final assessment, which is my practical lesson, and gone through all my portfolio with the person that's been taking the course. And I'm pleased to say I am now officially a level 2 angling coach. I've got my certification for it, which means I'm covered not only legally and insurance-wise, but I know what I'm doing when I take people out on lessons. So for those of you that have been asking for tuitions and one-on-ones and things like that, I am now officially opening the doors to be doing that, but doing it through a professional level. And know that when you're booking me up or whatever, if you want to book me up, that is, that I've done all the correct procedures. I know how to plan for lessons, risk assess, safeguard, all these things that you're probably not bothered about, but means that I'm doing it properly and above board is now complete. So I hope you enjoyed this video, saw what goes into things. And if you do want to book me up for tuitions or whatever like that, then the best bet is probably to follow me on all social media platforms where I will announce available dates and things like that. There's a few little things to fine tune, like booking platforms and stuff like that, but it's happening. So for those of you that have been asking for the last year or so, really want to do a session with you and things, and I've loved to have done it already, but I just wanted to make sure I was doing it properly so that there's nothing ever going to come back and say, oh, shouldn't have done that, should have done this. I've learnt from the best, and hopefully I can implement the best going forward in lessons. So that's what goes into becoming a level 2 angling coach. Well done to the other guys I've done the course with as well. They've also passed. Been great meeting them, seeing what disciplines they're going to go into, and I'm looking forward to using this new qualification to progress further into my angling career and hopefully help you guys out on a more of a one-to-one basis. But don't worry, the videos will continue. And before I go, the other reason I'm down here in Brixham and have been for the last 2 or 3 days is I've been doing a bit of this.
Go silent for a minute. Oh, I just had a hit. Yep.
Yeah, Fred, just nice one.
Yes, we go.
Getting small.
So if you want to watch the full video of me getting absolutely battered by tuna out on a boat and also struggling with my sea legs, then watch that video after this. So, but that's everything for me for here now. Please like the video if you did, subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'll see you in the next one, or perhaps on a one-on-one tuition. It's up to you.